Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. Hope you're having a great Thursday, and here is our base character we're going to start with today. We're going to make a blue alien or whatever color you choose to make it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and reset the body, make it a neutral body, and then we're going to get rid of the bra. If you watch my other tutorials, you know that that's usually the first thing I do. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into human anatomy. I want to bring this body down and make him a baby. Now if you don't have the human anatomy kit packet, there's other ones that have babies in it that will work just fine, or you can just shrink his body down through the regular morphs. So not a problem there. Now I have this program where you can go in and you can do these Toon Kids on this packet, and I like to use the Toon Kids heads on this one. You don't have to. You can enlarge their heads and you can enlarge their eyes in the regular morphs. I just kind of like to use these because they're quick and easy to get my starting shape with. So I've got the eyes a little bit bigger now, the head's a little bit bigger. So we're going to get really close into the face here, and we're going to start working on it a little bit. So the eyelashes are always a deal with me when you're making a male character anyway, and this alien's going to be of the male gender, or maybe it's neutral gender, I don't know. But just go into the eyelashes, go down to opacity, and just take them completely out. Unless you want it to be a female or you want it to be a male with eyelashes, that's up to you. Then we're going to go to the Fantasy Scalp package. Now you can use this one, but if you don't have this, you can also do it in your regular head morphs. Go to your skull, go to general. We're going to bring that skull up. We're going to bring the height up, and just however much you want to increase it. It's all personal preference. We'll bake that, make sure it's in good shape. We'll go to morph. I'm going to grab that chin. I usually like to use the morph tool just to kind of do the chin with, because I feel like I can get more accuracy out of it. Every once in a while I'll use the sliders, but and again, all up to you. The main thing is about making these characters is you want to really pull the dimensions as much as you can without distorting them to where when they smile their teeth come through their mouth, or then you have to go and adjust their teeth, or maybe you bring their nose up too high. I'm going to bring this nose up a little bit on the tip, and then I'm going to go into the sliders and I'm going to start making that nose smaller. I'm going to keep baking it. And then I'm going to start bringing it up. I'm going to bring it right up about center of the eyes. And of course, always go back and look at what you got. And then we're going to go into the eyes. We're going to bring those in. I'm going to bring them in really close together too. If I am going too fast for you, there is a way on YouTube to slow the video down. I hope I'm not going too fast. I've always had problems with people going too fast and having to stop and go back and forth and back and forth. So I hope I don't do that to you. Okay, we're going to adjust the mouth. We widened it a little bit. We're going to raise it up. I like to go about as high as I can, but you'll see where it's starting to blend out of the nose there, so I'm going to pull it back down. That's what I was talking about when you go too far. Then we're going to go into crease of the eye. There's so many sliders in CC3 that there's so many different things you can do, so don't feel like you're limited by what I'm telling you to do. if you see something that you want to change or pull out more or less, I mean, it really is up to you. I'm just going to try to give you the basics of what I do when I create these characters. This makes the second one of these alien characters that I've made, and I'm thinking about making a family and maybe making them available on the marketplace. I haven't quite learned how to set all that up yet, so if anybody has any tips for me, make sure you send them to me. Drop them in the comments or send them through Facebook. I'd appreciate any help there I can get, or any tutorials on how that's done. So I just keep baking until I get the look I want with the eyelid folds. Sometimes you can, if you want to increase it more than it's letting you, you can go in and put in higher numbers. He's looking pretty good. Chin out wider a little bit. I kind of like it pointy though, so, and again, it's your own preference. The eyeball, socket width, there you go. I mean, there's so many sliders that are available, even with without buying all the packages. There's a lot of different morphs, and you can play with any of them. You could go on all day tweaking things. One of the things that I learned a long time ago is that with creative people like you and me, we're never satisfied. We'll get done with something and we'll love it, and 5 minutes later we'll go, man, I wish I would have done that differently, or I wish I would have done this. I'm going to bring that cheek scale up. Kind of deform his face a little bit since he's going to be an alien looking individual. I'm going to go into probably the ears. We'll kind of morph those down and really get into making them different shapes and sticking out, and I do have a packet with some fantasy ears that I may use on this one later. Right now, just any shape you want to give them. I'm going to thin down the mouth. Just do a little bit of adjusting with just the morph tool. Make the eyes a little bit bigger. And I want to stretch that neck out. I want his neck to be really tall and thin. And you can really get up there and make it really comical looking. Kind of give him a gooseneck. And you could go a lot higher than what I'm going on this. Just whatever you feel like doing. He's looking a little strange right now, but he'll change a lot when we change his colors out, his eyes. Now, as far as his body, I like to do the thin body, and you can go in and use the morphs if you have a packet that has thin bodies. You can make him a fat alien if you want. Make it a little heavy set. For this one, I'm going to go with a thinner body, and instead of using these sliders, I think I probably will just go in, and I don't want to make him a female. I think I'll probably go in and just use the morph sliders and do his body parts individual right off the bat. And we may tweak it a little bit with some body morph sliders later, but go into the arm, thin down the arms. And he's an alien, so you can do just as much as you want. You can deform those arms, make the muscles really stand out. You can go into his legs. We're going to thin those down really thin too. There is such a thing as too thin on the legs and the arms. They really get deformed. You do want them not to get too much, but you can go quite a ways with them. Bring his chest down a little bit here. Narrow it down a little bit there. And I'm going to make the hands a little bit bigger. I'm going to make the feet bigger, but I'll do that with a slider here in a minute. Thin down that neck a little more. Let's take those shoulders down. Make it look like his neck just goes right into his shoulders. Now we're getting a pretty good look there, I think. We'll bring that belly out. Let's give him a pot belly. Not a pregnant belly, but a pot belly. He's had one too many alien beers, I believe. Yeah, let's bring that neck up more. I like that. Really give him that out of this world look. He's looking pretty good. Let's go to the hand. I think I want to make those fingers really long. So we'll go to the finger length. We'll bake it. And we'll bring them out again. And then I really like the thumbs to be shorter. So I've noticed that when you make their thumbs long, if they go to grab something, you get some weird looking things going on. So let's bring those thumbs down. We'll bake them, bring them down some more. Kind of make it look like a claw, I guess. One more time. And here we go. I want to make those feet bigger. And then I'm going to want to flatten them down. Let's flatten them out so they don't look so human-like. A little bigger. A little more flat. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what we're getting here. Now I think I'm going to go in and save him just to make sure that we don't lose him if something happens. Always a good thing to do is to go in and save your project every once in a while to make sure you don't lose them. Now let's go into his head skin. I'm going to adjust and I'm going to go to softness. I'm going to bring that up, and you can do the whole body. I have a pretty robust computer, and if I do the body and the head and the arms and the legs all at once, a lot of times it will lock up and shut down this particular program. I don't have as many problems if I do just one or two of the things at a time. So I've smoothed out the head. I'm going to smooth out the body and the arms. And like I said, sometimes it will lock up, shut down on me. Sometimes it doesn't. That's why you always want to save your project every once in a while. Make sure you don't lose it. We'll go ahead and we'll soften up those legs. Now you noticed when I softened up the head, his eyebrows disappeared, and that's what I wanted. really don't want him to have eyebrows. He's not going to have any hair on his body or his head. So, and then I'm going to go in and hold down Control, and I'm going to highlight everything on his body, his legs, his arms, his body, his head, his nails. And then we're going to go down to base color, we're going to go adjust color, and we're going to go to U, and we're going to pick a color for him. And you can do whatever color you want. I think that I'm going to do blue on him, give him a nice blue color. Green's good too, but everybody does green aliens. So. And I'll darken that just a little bit. I'll bring that up. And something fun to do too is to go in and if you notice it's rendering, trying to render. But I'm going to go into the glow area and I'm going to put a little bit of a glow to him. I've got some color palettes in my photos. He's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. And go down here to glow, double click, and I'll use this blue-green for a glow. And when he gets done here, he's going to glow really bright, so we're going to have to pull him down. I don't want a lot of glow on him, just a little bit. There he is. He's really shining. So we're going to go down strength and pull that down. Now I'm going to pull it. Now you don't have to do this. I just kind of want a little bit of a glow on him. And you could do more, you could do less, or do none at all. And it depends on your color. I would try to stick with a color that's close to what you colored the skin. You know, if you do blue, you can do blue-green, you can do a green glow, but you wouldn't want to do blue and do a red glow. You might get some weird colors there, but maybe something you might want to do. So, again, all up to you. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do here is I think we'll do some adjusting on the tongue. Let's open his mouth so you can see. And because he's an alien, I don't think he should have a red tongue. So let's go to U and let's decide what color to make it. And I'm thinking maybe green on the tongue. That'll look really good if we decide to stick his tongue out or anything like that. And then I'm going to go to his teeth, right click, adjust color, and then I'm going to brighten them up. I want him to be nice and white when he opens his mouth. I want him to really show. And of course you can go in and you can adjust those teeth and make them bigger, shorter, longer, whatever you want to do. I want to go in and get some comic eyes. I like the white part being bright and the eyes just being really standoutish. I think this works good with him, the blue eyes with the blue skin, and of course the green tongue. He's looking good. I think I still got some things to do with him here, but he's looking pretty good. I always try to go in once in a while and go into these new facial features that they really push and check my facial features to make sure what I've done with the face is not going to have a problem, because when you're pulling things around like that, a lot of times you do a big smile or something and you've got gums or teeth coming through the front of your skin and you have to go back in and adjust. So always a good idea to check those things. Same with the tongue. You know, just in case you do decide to stick it out, you don't want it sticking out the side of his cheek. You want to be sure that it's where it needs to be, and if it's not, you can go into your tongue adjustments and adjust that. So I just check and check. I do this on the face, I do it on the body. When we get ready to do body poses, especially if you have clothes. I think with him, I'm just going to leave him in his black underwear. We'll probably darken those up here in a few minutes, but he's looking pretty good. We'll go ahead and darken those up. And you might find some clothes and make them silver, making a little alien outfit, just whatever you feel like doing. Let's go ahead and make those dark black. We put tidy whities on him, but I think we'll go with black. He is looking pretty good. And you can go into the brow and you can do some adjusting there. You can tweak, like I said, you can tweak this stuff all day. I remember Walt Disney said when he built Disneyland that Disneyland would never be finished. Because when you're a creative person, like I was saying earlier, you can get done with something and you may really be happy with it. I am taking that brow up as high as I can. Did you see how it broke through there? I pulled it back down. So that's about as far as I'm going to go. But when you're a creative person, you may be happy with something when it's done, but 10 minutes later after looking at it, you're thinking, what could I do differently? So always check the eye blink and correct that if you need to by going up to modify and doing eye blink correct. Make sure your eyeballs aren't coming through your eyelids or anything like that. I'm going to do some stuff with his head because I want to make him really look like an alien. So let's pull that head back. We're going to pull that skull, use the skull section, and we're going to pull that back and make it really pull back in the back side. I'll probably morph that. See if I can't do it with the morph tool. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Kind of looks like a Crystal Skull character if he was didn't have skin on it. Okay, there we go. He's looking pretty good. Let's give him a little bit of a skull peak, maybe. Like that. You can go way high with the skull, or you can bring it down. I'm pretty happy with it right about there. Adjust his chest rib cage a little bit there. You can pull that down and give him a little bit different shape. Yeah, I like that. Now we'll go to the belly. There's the pot belly A, lower. Let's relax that belly a little bit, let it hang down over his underwear a little bit, or his pants, or whatever you want to call them. His uniform. I don't know if I can get away with calling it a uniform or not, but we will. Alright, so let's go into like I said, there's so many things you can do. There's my fantasy ears I was talking about. So let's go ahead and go in and pick some ears for him. Now, like I said, you can use the ears he had. I have this packet, so I want to give him something a little bit different. Nah, I don't. Yeah, like that one. Let's pull this one back down. And then I want to pull those out. I want to make them stick out further. I like those. Kind of reminds me of the ears on that new Disney movie about the mermaids, the boy mermaids. Yeah. There we go. Pull them out a little more. There you go. Alright, I am pretty happy with him. I think we're about done. I want to darken those toenails and fingernails up a little bit to where they'll show better, so we'll highlight those, we'll go into adjust, and we'll just pull them down a little bit, give them a little bit darker blue color. Alright, I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. I've enjoyed doing it. It's been a little bit longer than my first one, a lot longer than my second one. But I hope that you learned a few things, and like I said, I'm going to bring that chin out some more too. But like I said, you can nitpick stuff all day long. Yeah, I'm not sure what we should name him, but we'll come up with something. Like I said, I think that I may do a family. And you can go in and adjust the lips on yours and nose. You know, make him have a long nose if you want to, or a duck bill if you've got the packet for that. So I hope that you are enjoying these tutorials. I've enjoyed doing them, and like I said, if you have any information on how to set up to sell on the marketplace or anything like that, my tutorials will always be free. I won't be doing any classes that or lessons that I'm going to put together and try to sell to anybody. I always had an issue when I first started with Reallusion, is that a lot of the people that were doing things with the characters were taking them into ZBrush and other programs to modify them, and I didn't want to pay the outrageous price that those other programs wanted for a yearly service. So I wanted to be able to do things just in CC3. I am at some point going to get into ZBrush because they have a new free one that's a mini, and I do have Blender, and I do want to dive into those at some point, and hope you guys come along with me on that journey. But for now, I'm trying to stick to just showing what can be done in CC3 without going into any outside programs. Now there are some packets that I use that you may not have, but the basis of what I do, you can do with just what comes with CC3. So I hope you have a good rest of your week, and let me know in the comments or through Facebook if you've enjoyed this, and we will see you next Thursday. Have a good one.